More confirmation of a toxic workplace at the set of Star Trek Discovery. And here's where everybody who actually cares tuned out, and all the Trek trolls who are upset with people talking about, the people who are probably paid by CBS for as much as they defend this garbage. I am Mecha. Will be complaining at me, so send all of your complaints to at MechaRandom42 at IDon'tGiveAnF.org, aka suck my neutral zone. I don't know what I'm talking about. Who are you? Why are you here?
Hi, I'm Rob Robot Shlomo, and I too was a fan of Star Trek.
Used to be, past tense, when it was good.
Maybe it could be good once again, but it might happen, and maybe monkeys will fly on my butt.
They will.
But we have this article from Bounding into Comics about Dark Matter actor Andrew Moody. Seems like a cool guy.
Yeah. You did a video on this on your channel. Go check it out.
I did.
We got to talk about it, though.
Dark Matter actor Andrew Moody claims the Star Trek Discovery production team is terrorizing the cast and crew. Well, they're terrorizing the audience by making it so bad.
Right.
Dark Matter. An orphan black actor, Andrew Moody, recently claimed that the Star Trek Discovery production team is terrorizing the cast and crew. The actor appeared on the Dark Matter Monday show, hosted every week by the Orville Nation YouTube channel. Moody, who played Taku Fonse on Dark Matter, as well as Jacob in Star Trek Discovery, claimed, as opposed to being on set of Star Trek, which I was on set of Star Trek, sorry, I will be very careful about what I say. Moody then said, the thing I will say about working on Star Trek is I got to work with Jonathan Frakes, and he's a gentleman. He's brilliant. He's a great director. Beautiful human being, so supportive. The cast on that set were great people. Wonderful people. Well, Jonathan Frakes is a class act, really.
From what I gather, Jonathan Frakes just wants everybody to get along all the time. He is the one who wants to make peace. He's the one who wants to, until he said something crappy about us recently on something, which was kind of a loaded question to begin with, but you have to kind of conform behind the scenes on these productions, or else you're cast out. I mean, if you're not part of the little wokier than thou hate mobs, they're gonna be upset with you. If you're somebody with half a brain coming in like Walter Mosley, they're not going to like you, and they're gonna report you for telling anecdotes about your own life.
I'm telling.
You said a word that hurts your feelings. That's what they said. Mm-hmm. I have to be offended on behalf of you because I, the little white carrot in the room, know more than you. Mm-hmm. And that's really this is why I wanted to talk about this here with you, because we've been talking about this for years about that. This is from an anecdote from season 2, so a couple years back, from the episode. Mm-hmm. It's episode 2, New Eden, where they're going to that little church, where Mikey Spock brings them all through time or some dumb shit. I don't even know. And he's talking about here, what I could tell you is I will say that the crew and the cast were traumatized by a production team and a writer's room that was in constant flux and power dynamics, where you could just tell that they felt threatened. You could tell that they felt very threatened. Now, this is what I've heard, that right around in season 2, right somewhere in the middle of filming, they ousted 2 producers for basically bullying people on set. They got up and screamed across the table at people, from what I heard. And I believe that the power struggle, the power flux dynamic thing, was when they were having the new people come in and ousting the old people without telling people. What do you think? So you had little Alex Kurtzman coming in on top of the people who were rumored to be absolute crap and garbage. And what were their names? I know you did a video on this, so you probably remember them off the top of your head, right?
Gretchen Berg and Aaron Harberts.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I brought up the Hollywood Reporter article about them being ousted.
Yeah. So this isn't anything this isn't anything out of Left Wing, right? This isn't anything that's like, this just confirms what was reported a couple years back, that these two were kind of crazy, and then Kurtzman came in. But it seems to indicate to me that Kurtzman came in and was just as bad and trying this power show. Like, what do you think? Do you think he came in and he was just as bad?
I think Kurtzman came in and says, I'm in charge now. That's like, this guy's in charge. I'm the boss.
Please evaluate the show on its merits.
Because the fact that they don't tell you who, well, we know, like, who, when you say production people, the first person that's going to come to your mind is Alex Kurtzman.
Everyone has worked so hard and given so much love to this thing.
So maybe he's just as bad.
This thing is being born of love. Please give it a chance.
Akiva Goldsman did not return to Discovery after serving as Kurtzman right-hand man during its freshman run. So Kurtzman was already, like, trying to take over, it looks like, anyway, according to this article. He was already going in trying to take over and trying to... I don't think he's that Weasley. I think he's a lot more cold and a lot more...
Please give it a chance.
He comes across like the type of guy who's like, oh, I don't care what your concern is. We're going to do this anyway. What I say goes. I'm in charge, and I don't care. Like, that's what it kind of seems like to me, because he thinks he's smarter than he is. And he thinks he knows better because he's been in TV for a while.
Yeah, well, Kurtzman's had success. How? I'm still not sure.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. And so he gets to come in like, is running things. I'm in charge. So
it's an essential vision of optimism. That is the beauty of what Roddenberry did.
Yeah, that's, again, my really bad Alex Kurtzman impression. But yeah, Kurtzman would come in, and he actually said in one of those interviews that we covered that time, I was staying out of it, and then I had to come and be very hands-on.
Yeah.
So
they brought him in. He's trying to fight them for control, and then they had to get rid of him because I think there was a tug of war. I think there was probably he was trying to do one thing, and he's not a good person to put in charge of anything because he's not he doesn't know what Star Trek is. He's the worst person to put in charge of Star Trek because he went to watch Star Trek as a little kid and decided he couldn't connect with it. He was always that kid who's like, I want it to be more like Star Wars. I want pew pew laser guns and space wizards and droids, and we want and there's nothing wrong with it if you like Star Wars. I'm not mocking Star Wars people. People are going to be mad at me. But I'm just saying it's a completely different animal than Star Trek.
But why isn't it like Star Wars? It's got star in the name. That's what he would say.
Mm-hmm.
So,
the network grew frustrated with splitting the Star's hyper-stylized American Gods adaptation. Fuller's longtime collaborator Bergen Hart were tapped to replace him. And showrunner Michael Green was subsequently fired from American Gods after clashing with producers on Fremantle Media over that show's budget.
It's pretty easy to figure out. I figured it out in literally 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Really, all you have to do is connect the dots.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So
it
looked like
who they're referring to.
Yeah. And now, of course, the little Trek trolls on Twitter are going to, like, they were upset with Bounty into Comics for linking an article about, the trouble behind the scenes 2 years ago. They're like, oh, that's an article from 2 years ago. But it's relevant. It's related to what this actor said last week on the Orville Nation. It's related to, it just leans credibility to, it's probably just a really, really toxic workplace. He was spilling the beans on, without really wanting to throw anybody specifically under the bus. But if you know which one single episode he worked on Star Trek Discovery, what season, what was going on, you can kind of tell that, Hollywood Reporter said the same thing. We also heard rumors about Anson Mount possibly getting into a physical altercation with the director behind the scenes. We thought it might have been Kurtzman. It might not have been Kurtzman. It might have been, what were the other two? Gretchen Berg and whatever the other one's name was.
Aaron Harberts.
Aaron Harberts.
Gretchen Berg and Aaron Harberts.
Yeah. What do you think? Who do you think is the one or do you think it's just a giant tug of war between all of these people?
It's a giant tug of war, but at the same time, I mean, there's no everybody here is except Andrew Moody. Is Moody? That's his name? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Everybody here except has blame except Andrew.
Well, he seems like he's just the guy they hired to come in and say a few lines and do his job.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
They basically told him his performance wasn't good enough.
Greetings, my excellent
thank you for subscribing. Let me
insulting.
Let me scroll down here. He then claimed he was threatened, and eventually the producers of Star Trek threatened me, and I was like, I just don't care. They came after me. Yeah, the showrunner was fired. Then there was a new showrunner, and I was brought in to do ADR, and they wanted me to redo the entire performance because the new showrunner didn't like my acting. Ultimately, they didn't. So that's Alex Kurtzman he's talking about here. That's right there. Moody said, and I'm okay, well, that's fine. Art is subjective. Fundamentally, it's subjective, so there's nothing you can do. I may like the Rolling Stones. You may hate the Rolling Stones. It's fine. They're the Rolling Stones. What are you going to do? He continued, but you can just tell that something happened. So the new people at the head of Star Trek, whoever is running it now, they're just terrified of whoever is running it now. Whoever is running Star Trek now is running it with an iron fist, and they don't like anything that I do, so they completely replaced my voice. I don't know who is voicing my character. And again, I want to make this clear. The director is great. The cast are great. The crew on that show are good people, but you can tell the production team above them, they're terrorizing those people, and they're just terrified. I wonder if some of this had to do with Sonequa Martin Green's performance being just panned by everybody. Like, nobody is liking her acting job in this. And you get called every name under the sun for pointing out that she's very wooden. She's very bad. She doesn't understand how to act like a human person who might have happened to have been, raised by Vulcans. She isn't one. And I think that's part of the problem is you got Alex Kurtzman coming in telling her, oh, well, your character's like Spock's half-sister. And she's like, wait a minute. I'm adopted. We're not related. So I wonder if that's part of it.
Yeah. They can't even keep their own story straight.
No. But basically, and he goes on to say, he continues. He says, he also, let's see, ultimately they tried to scare me. They were like, to be of quality of Star Trek, you have to have this performance. He also
quality?
Yeah.
Putting quality and this version of Star Trek have no business being said in the same sentence.
No, I think that they were trying to actually fix some of the criticism that they rightfully deserved about how horrible the acting was in season 1 and 2. By the way, Sonequa Martin Green is not a good actress. Sorry, she's not. She wasn't good in Walking Dead. She's not good in anything I've seen her in.
I've really never seen her in anything else. She's not good in this. No. I can say honestly.
No, but he goes on to say. Let's see, Jonathan Frakes was cool, and he's like, Andrew, you're doing a great job. So I don't know who, like, there's somebody in production somewhere in Los Angeles who is trying to terrorize people and trying to belittle them, and they tried to belittle me and say, oh, you're not good enough. And I'm like, dude. So, yeah. And then, of course, Nina Infinity, who was on the show there, she mentioned Alex Kurtzman. Moody reacts, zipping his lips shut. But he does and say, did I say something? I'm not saying anything. Maybe you're right. Did I say something? I don't know. So Alex Kurtzman seems to be... So it seems like none of these people they had running Star Trek are any good at all. You have Alex Kurtzman coming in basically being exactly the same as the last jerk-offs who they had there.
This is the power of math, people!
Well, Rick Berman's I read something about Rick Berman's no longer the most hated producer on Star Trek, so...
Anyway. Do you have anything else to say?
Why is entertainment so terrible? We're supposed to be entertained.
I don't know.
Are you not entertained? No, I'm not.
Not really. I'll go back to my live chat. Don't you guys go anywhere.
Like and subscribe.
Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye!
Please evaluate the show on its merits. Please give it a chance.
Dumbass.